Hi, thanks for tuning in for another episode of Marshashana Yoga. I have a very special guest today. But before I introduce her, I'd like to say that she is a yoga teacher and will be leading our session today. I plan to bring at times different teachers to the program in order to bring different experiences to you. If you've gone to a class before and perhaps it was not what you expected or you didn't like it, try another one. There are so many different teachers and teaching styles that you're sure to hit something you like and that feels right for you. Now let me welcome Holly Davenport to the show. Hi, Holly.
Hi, Marsha. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Holly teaches at the Medway Senior Center and the Millis Senior Center, and also at the Y in Franklin and at the Enchanted Fox in Medway. I met Holly when I first began teaching. I was attempting to teach a senior class, which consisted of fellow members of my church choir. One of the ladies in my choir suggested that I go to the Medway Center with her one day to watch Holly teach. I am so grateful to Ellie for introducing us because Holly has become a mentor and a wonderful friend. Yoga is a journey. So Holly, will you share with us how you got into yoga?
I would be happy to, Marsha. It's true, it really is a journey, and mine's been a long one. I had dabbled in yoga really ever since I was in high school, back in those early 70s. And I continued on with it and really started to take it seriously when I went through an experience with breast cancer. That was back in 1998. And you know, when you get hit with a diagnosis like that, it hits you on a lot of levels. It hits you physically, mentally, spiritually. And I found that yoga really helped me to just cope with all of it. And it was so instrumental in my healing process, recovering from it, that's what really inspired me to get certified and become a teacher so that I could bring it out to other people that might need it or could use it, even just in your daily life, just for well-being and for better health.
We hear people talk about a yogic diet. Can you elaborate on that, Holly?
Sure. You know, some people talk about a yogic diet and they think that, you know, in order to do yoga, you absolutely have to be vegetarian or vegan. And that's true for a lot of yogis. They do follow the principle of ahimsa, which is non-harming. So in that respect, they don't want to eat any animals or cause any harm to them. However, that being said, a lot of people that do yoga do eat a little bit of meat here and there. For me, I prefer to avoid meat. That's just me, no judgment at all. And the fundamentals of the yoga diet really are to eat fresh, healthy food that is full of what we call prana. And if you've taken a yoga class, you've probably heard the term prana before. Maybe you've done a martial arts class, you would have heard it referred to as chi. It's that vital life force energy that's contained in each breath. And the yogis believe that we also take this prana in through fresh food and water, and even through our eyes. When we look at a beautiful scene, we might look at a sunset or the ocean, and it also comes in through the palms of the hands and the feet. The way we get it in through the food we eat is to eat fresh, living, healthy food. So you may want to stop yourself sometime during the day and just think about, how much living food did I really eat? How much did I eat that was fresh and just very close to the source, that wasn't processed or cooked or fried? And just build your awareness around that, and that will help you to ease your way into what we might call a yogic diet.
Well, money is always a concern for people. It is very expensive to eat healthy. Is it very expensive to eat healthy food, Holly?
It can be. It can be very expensive to eat healthy food. If you just let it happen, you can, be one of those people that has to go out and get the best juicer in the world, get the best high-power blender in the world, go out and buy all the organic supplements and the latest in thing that everybody that's doing healthy fads and trends is getting. And in that way, it can be very expensive. But if you just take a step back and think about what you really want to do, fresh, healthy, living food. That's what you want to get more of into your diet. So what is that? Fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, non-roasted nuts. You get the raw nuts in the shell, seeds, sunflower seeds. These types of things are all full of life and prana, and they contain a lot of bulk in them. So when you do eat them, you feel full, and you're nourishing your body. You're actually giving your body a lot of nutrition when you're eating these kinds of foods, rather than, you know, just going in and eating something that's processed and out of a box. Some of the ways that I've found to keep it less expensive is to look at the produce section. A lot of times when fruit and vegetables are starting to get ripe, they move them aside to sell on that day, and they're much less expensive to buy that way. For fruits, you can take them home and freeze them. Even bananas, when they start to get the brown spots on them, just peel them, wrap them in some plastic wrap, and put them in the freezer. And a few chunks of a frozen banana put into a smoothie is going to make it so creamy and sweet. You can shop around. I just bought 2 big tubs of organic spinach at Market Basket, 2 tubs for $5, and that's going to last me for a week of making smoothies. So getting those fresh greens into your body, that's key. And one of the easiest ways to do it is to start using your blender. Find some fruits that you like, blend it with water, handful of greens, whip it up. It's a perfect breakfast, and it's a nice way to get a nice volume of those healthy living greens into your body. And once you start doing that, you'll be amazed at how much better you feel. Your body is actually going to have a physical reaction to it.
Now, what are your suggestions for a simple meal plan for the day?
Well, for me, I like to start the day with a smoothie. And I mean, why not start with breakfast? Everybody is always saying it's the most important meal of the day. And it's very easy to do. You start your day with your blender. Get some frozen fruit. Another thing too, Marcia, when we were talking about the expense, frozen fruit goes on sale all the time. Have it right there in your freezer. You put in a cup of frozen fruit, a cup of greens, a cup of water. If you like it sweet, a little bit of raw honey is nice, or maybe a little agave syrup. You'll eventually, as you get more into it, you'll start weaning away the sweetness. Your body will start to develop a taste for the green. So you just whip that right up in the blender, and there you go. You've already got this big 16-ounce glass of pure, energetic nutrition to carry you on. For lunch, a salad. Very simple. Greens, maybe if you eat meat, a little chicken on top, or you might like a little fish on it. You could put in nuts, fruits. You experiment. There's no hard and fast rules when it comes to healthy eating. It's just keep going back to those principles. Fresh, alive, a lot of green. Keep bringing those in, and develop your own style with it. For dinner, again, some people enjoy meat. Try to keep it lean. I tend to avoid red meat pretty much, altogether, even with my family. But if you want to have some lamb chops one night, have some lamb chops. Have a big salad with it. Just keep bringing in those fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds, and eventually all these healthy foods will start crowding out the stuff that really isn't that good for you. And you'll be amazed at how your body will start to feel and how it will actually start to crave the healthier foods. When you begin with a smoothie for breakfast, your body has already, while you were sleeping, sort of gone through a little fast. So you're waking up, your body is empty, and you have that choice. I mean, you can whip yourself up a lovely green smoothie, or you can have a Pop-Tart and a cup of coffee, and just imagine which way you're going to feel more wonderful.
Sounds good, Holly. Now, I think you brought something for us to try today.
I did. I brought us a sample. Are you feeling up to trying a little green smoothie?
I am.
Okay.
Holly encouraged me to start juicing, and I began juicing, and I am enjoying it very much. I use a lot of carrots, which are inexpensive, and I throw some apples in there, and spinach or kale, whatever I have around, and I find that I enjoy the juice very much. It has its own natural sweetness.
So what I'm serving to Marcia and I, this is a very simple, basic green smoothie. What's in this is pineapple, mango, spinach, and just filtered water. And again, you could make it, like you might find this isn't sweet enough for you. You might prefer it with a little honey in it. I have kind of gotten away from this sweet, and I think the pineapple is sweet enough anyway. So let's see if I can just pour us a little sample here without making a mess.
I was surprised to find how sweet the carrot juice was. I was quite amazed and quite delicious.
And when you start with making the green smoothies, I would suggest that you start going, a little bit light on the greens. So I usually try to get my smoothie to be, equal parts fruit and greens. But for a beginner, you might want to start just maybe with a cup and a half of fruit and a half a cup of the greens.
Cheers.
And just cheers to your health.
To yours. Holly, that's delicious.
Isn't it good?
It's naturally, beautifully delicious. Very good. Try it at home. We'll be posting the recipe up there for you.
And remember, no hard, fast rules. If you don't like pineapple, use peaches. You don't like mangoes, throw some blueberries in. Make it your own and thrive.
Sounds good.
How about we do some yoga?
I think that's a great idea. And do remember that while you're doing the yoga, you should never feel pain. So if there's any discomfort, just move to the resting position or wait for the next position. And now we'll move to the mat.
We're going to begin our practice today in a seated position. Just coming into simple cross-legged pose. Feel yourself sitting right on the tops of your sit bones. Draw the low belly up and in. And now let your rib cage lift up out of your waist. Let your shoulders relax and drop away from your ears. Take your chin in a little bit, creating a sense of spaciousness in your neck. Relax your face. Take your arms out to the side with your palms facing up. We're going to begin with a few deep breaths, inhaling deeply as you sweep your arms up. Exhale, completely sweep down. And again, breathe in. And turn your palms, breathe out. Take another deep breath in, and this time, suspend your breath in. Stretch into your fingertips. Draw your low belly up and in. And as you exhale, we're going to sweep down. Try to maintain the length that you have in your waist, letting your hands come right down onto your knees. We're going to begin a sequence for spinal energy. So begin to move your spine in a circle. And as you're moving your spine around, you want to begin to work your belly. You're going to pull your belly way back into your spine, come around to the front, push your belly out. And what this does is helps to activate the fire element in the body at the third chakra. We begin to build a little bit of internal heat, beginning the process of burning up toxins and impurities. And just working your belly as you rotate around, opening up through the shoulders and through the hips. Maybe you're watching this at the end of your day and you just want to let this be a feeling of unwinding, just letting go. And now when you change direction, just go the other way. Work your belly. Release your hips and shoulders. And breathe. Now we're just going to wind our way into center. Moving the spine in another direction now, beginning spinal flex. Inhale, Lift your heart center, let your shoulders drop back and down. Exhale, roll your pelvis under. So again, we're just moving with the breath here. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, roll the pelvis under, release your low back. Move at your own pace. You can go very slow, very meditatively. You can move a little more vigorously if you want to. It's very important to move the spine in all the directions that it's intended to move in, helping to keep your spine healthy and flexible. And now, taking a nice deep breath, bring yourself back to center. And as you exhale, place your left palm right down on the floor beside you. Bring your right arm up. And we're going to stretch up like you want to touch the ceiling. So we're going to press that right sit bone down, reach up into the fingertips, get a nice long line. And with the exhalation, we'll move into side bend. As you're going into your side bend, feel like your top shoulder is trying to move toward the wall behind you. So you're going to stay very open across the heart. You want to avoid kind of tipping forward. This sometimes happens. So trying to correct for that. Stay nice and long. We want to feel that line right down the side waist. Reach into your fingertips, lift out. Same thing to the other side. We're going to get long and tall, reaching for the sky as we press the sit bone down. And then top shoulder moves toward the wall behind you. And over we go. And breathe. And then reach into your hand to lift out. We're just going to sway side to side. Side bend. Stretch your waist. Moving at a pace that's comfortable for your body. And then we're going to come right back to center. Sit up nice and tall. Preparing for simple twist, we're going to bring the right shin to the front. So you're going to be twisting to the right. Now, if you're getting uncomfortable sitting, this is Suptasana, the pose of ease. And if you're tight through your hips and knees, it is not going to feel like the pose of ease. Maybe you want to switch into sage pose here. Extend your left leg and bend the right. You can wrap your left arm right around your bent leg and take sage twist instead. This will be a little easier on your hips and knees. And otherwise, we're going to have the right shin to the front. Inhale to lengthen the spine. And then as you exhale, we'll move into the twist, going to the right. Take your left hand to your right knee, relax the right arm, and just kind of follow your right arm around. So just keep that right arm relaxed. Fingertips can just kind of graze along the floor as you're breathing your way in. Inhale to get long and tall. And then exhale, soften into the twist. And for some of you, you may explore your right shoulder. You might be able to kind of take your right arm all the way around and hook your fingers over the left thigh bone. For some bodies, that's going to work. And for other bodies, it's going to feel like science fiction. So you're just going to go where you feel safe. Once you've found yourself at your point of resistance, turn your head slowly, look over the opposite shoulder. And even though you're twisting, continue to lengthen. So feel like you're drawing your tailbone toward the floor, lifting up into the crown of your head. And now turning your head all the way back. Take a deep breath in, elongate your spine. Exhale and release. We're going to flow back to center and change the cross of the legs, or go into sage pose if you would rather. And same thing here. We're going to inhale, tailbone draws straight down toward the floor. We lift up into the crown of the head. And then exhaling as we move to simple twist, going to the left. Breathe your way in. Inhale, lengthen and create space. Exhale, deepen your twist. And then just turn your head spiral from base to crown. Twisting in this way helps to build and maintain elasticity in the spine. And it also helps to detoxify the body. This is kind of like you're wringing yourself out. And now turning your head all the way back. Take a deep breath in, lengthen. Exhale, release. We're going to come right back to center. Bring the hands to the shoulders. Draw the low belly up and in. Stabilize your hips. And we're just going to move right from the waist. Inhale left, exhale right. Continuing to move energy up the spine. And then we'll slow down. And we'll just come right back to center. Take your deepest breath in. And then exhale and just let your arms melt down. So they're just going to be hanging loose, just like empty coat sleeves. Roll your shoulders in big circles. No tension in your hands. No tension in your arms. And then we'll go the other way. Up and around. And now just let your shoulders relax. And you bring the palms into the heart center. And then for the next one, we're going to inhale and push out, just like you're going to push your palms right into a wall. Exhale right back to the center of your chest. So we're going to focus, our focus now is going to be right at the heart center, right at the center of the chest. Inhale, push out. Exhale, come back to center. Powerful breath. If you can, try to move vigorously here, breathing powerfully as we breathe into our heart space. So we're breathing into Anahata chakra now. And that's the energy center associated with our ability to give and receive love unconditionally, to live our lives with courage and with compassion. So breathe into your heart. Feel your hands and arms as extensions of your heart. Take a deep inhalation now. Push your palms into the wall. And we're going to apply the Mula Bandha. That's the root lock. So draw from the very base of your pelvic floor. Squeeze and pull up like you're trying to push your energy from your base and send it right up through the crown of your head. Pushing into the palms, drawing that lock up, fighting gravity. And then as you exhale, we're just going to let it all go. Releasing the lock. Relax your breath. Relax your arms. Sit nice and tall, bring the chin in. We're going to take our focus now. We've moved all the way up the spine, so coming now into the area of the throat. We'll take our focus to the neck and throat, softening the shoulders. You may want to change the cross of your legs or stretch them out a little bit. That's fine. And then with your face relaxed, just like you're saying no, in slow motion. Inhale left. And exhale right, release your neck. And then bring your head to center. And inhale, lift your chin. Gently stretch your throat. Exhale, chin toward the chest. So now it's just as if you're saying yes. Just moving the neck in another direction. And then take your head back to center. And for the next one, the modification for it is to just draw circles in the air with your nose right in front of you. So if your neck bothers you, you tend to have trouble with your neck, you'll do this modification. And if your neck is healthy and flexible, you can try doing a neck roll, and that is just taking the head carefully around. It should be completely pain-free. And then we just change direction and go the other way. And then just let your head fall forward and roll it up. And then from here, we're going to bring ourselves into table position. So we're going to come onto our hands and knees. And as you come into table, you want to pull your belly right up into the spine. And then just look down at your hands. You want to see your middle finger pointing straight ahead so that your wrists aren't twisted. Have your knees lining up right under your hips. And then we're going to tuck the toes under. So we're going to put the bottoms of the toes on the floor. And then you're just going to sit back toward your heels. And this is going to stretch and open up the soles of the feet. So we're going to feel this stretch through the toes, the arches, the heels, your Achilles tendons. We talked earlier during the interview about the prana coming in through the palms and the soles of the feet. Really stretching and opening the feet up. It's like you're letting your feet take a breath. And then moving back into table position. We're going to bring the tops of the feet to the floor this time. And then again, we're just going to sit right back. If your forehead goes to the floor easily, you can just let your forehead now go right down. So we come into this extended child's pose, a nice resting pose. And then from here, we'll move back into table. We're going to begin a little flowing sequence called the flowing cat. And again, keeping the spine healthy and flexible. We begin by inhaling belly down, head up. So we come into like a sway back cow pose. And then we're going to exhale, pulling the tailbone under as we hunch up like a hissing cat. Push into the hands. We're going to push back. So your rear end comes back to your heels. Bend the elbows. Forearms come down, and we're going to scoop through. Coming up with a big breath in. Crest like a wave and roll back. So you're breathing in. Cresting like a wave, breathing out. And now you're just going to go inside, just in your own body. Once you've seen how to do something, you can close your eyes. And just really go inward. Feel the joints moving. Flowing cat is really nice to do every day. It's very healthy for the spine and for the joints. It's a gentle flow, but it's moving a lot. Nice to do when you get up in the morning. Just kind of get your juices flowing. So very fluid, very free. And then we're just going to roll our way right back to table. And then for the next pose, we're going to start to work a little bit with downward facing dog. And those of you that have a wrist or a shoulder injury, you might prefer to just stay in table pose here. And otherwise, we're going to tuck the toes and dip the belly. Rock back to the balls of the feet, send your tailbone up into the air, and then push into your hands, easing your heels toward the floor. And then bending the knees to come down. So we're going to flow a little bit here. We're going to press back to child's pose. And then we're just going to move right back through table, and some of you continuing on into downward dog. So we've kind of moved from a flowing cat to a flowing dog. And then bend the knees to come down. And we're going to press back again. And flow through table. And downward dog. And back to table, back into child's pose. And again, right through table, downward dog. And then bending the knees, coming down, pressing all the way back. We're going to start to bring a little bit of a back bend in. So we're going to bring ourselves into table and we're going to ease our way to the floor. So we're going to extend the legs back. We'll have the hands lined up with the side ribs, so your fingers are going to be behind the heads of your shoulders. Kind of walk your hips away from your center, reach back into your toes. And now we're going to do a very low cobra here. So we're going to do it without any hands. Lift your hands right up off the floor. And now feel where your shoulder blades are. We're going to slide the shoulder blades down toward the waistband, pressing the pelvis and the tops of the feet down onto the floor. Then we're going to draw the heart center forward and up. So we're lifting the chest. And we're just using the strength of the back muscles here. And now you can let your hands come lightly onto the floor. And you're going to be honest with yourself. Maybe my cobra should stay very low. Maybe I can lift a little more. So again, just going where you feel safe. No force. Doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. Nice and easy. We're going to roll down. And then we're going to press all the way back into child's pose, which counters that cobra pose. So we'll just ease our way right back to child's pose, stretching back. And then flowing through table to downward dog. And then bending the knees, coming down, pressing all the way back. And flow through, right onto the belly. Breathe into your cobra, rising up, maybe just a little. Maybe your cobra looks like this. There's nothing wrong with this. Maybe you're up higher. Just feel it out for your body. And then nice and easy, we're going to roll down. Press all the way back. And flow through table to down dog. Bend the knees to come down. Press all the way back. And flow through onto the belly. And breathe into cobra. And breathe out. Press into child's pose. And we'll just go through that one more time, flowing smoothly. Table to downward dog. And then bending the knees to come down, pressing all the way back. Flow through onto the belly. And then breathe into your cobra. And roll down. And then pressing back. Back into child's pose. And now in child's pose, we're just going to relax. Take a few breaths. So just resting in child's pose. In child's pose, we are in a forward bending position, so we're allowing the spine to just relax, to cool down. It balances the Ajna chakra at the brow point, which is associated with your intuition and perception. And then from here, we're just going to move through table and bring ourselves up to standing. So we'll align ourselves into mountain pose. Feet facing forward. Make your thighs nice and firm. Bring the thighs right up into the bone. Bring the low belly up and in. So we're engaging those muscles that are just above the pubic bone. We're going to pull those muscles up as we lengthen the tailbone toward the floor. So we draw up through that low belly area. We lengthen down through the low back area. We let the rib cage lift out of the waist. And we soften the shoulders, just let them relax. Fingertips reach toward the earth. Take a nice big breath here as you press your feet into the floor. You're going to lift up the toes, spread them wide. And then exhale as you return to mountain. And then turning the right arm up, we're going to bring that arm up. Reaching toward the ceiling. We're going to imagine there's a heavy weight tied onto the left hand. So as we inhale, we're going to try to touch the ceiling. Reach up with the right hand, press down with the right foot. With the exhalation, we're going to let that weight on the left hand draw us into standing side bend. And you're going to go as far as you feel safe. Again, we want to be mindful of that top shoulder. Again, feeling almost like it's trying to go toward the wall behind you. So we're avoiding this kind of a pose. When you do this, you're going to feel it kind of pulling in strange areas on your back. And what we want to feel is the side waist. Engaging the muscles in the side waist now. Lift out. And we'll take the same thing to the other side. So you're going to reach for the sky. Left fingertips reaching up. Left foot rooting down toward the floor. We get nice and long. With your next exhalation, over you go. And then once you're there, remember to breathe. And engage the sideways, lifting out. Same thing. We're going to shift that weight back over to the left hand. Sweep the right arm up. Inhale, stretch, reach for the sky. Exhale, over you go. Stretch. Keep pressing that right foot down. Engage the side waist and lift. And other side, we're going up. Stretch for the sky. Over we go, stretch your waist. And engage the side waist lift. We're going to sweep both arms up and bring the palms together. So we're making the body like an arrow. So as we come into this position now, we're going to draw the shoulders down away from the ears, stretch the fingertips toward the ceiling, both feet firm into the floor, bring the low belly up and in, lengthen your tailbone down. With your inhalation, press into the feet and reach into your fingertips. With your exhalation, very gently easing toward crescent moon. So we're going right. And again, you might tip a fraction of an inch in the direction of the pose. You're going to go where you feel safe. And breathe. And then engage the muscles in the side waist to lift. Inhale and stretch. And then exhale, we'll move to crescent moon, other side. Remember to breathe. And then engage your side waist and lift. Inhale, stretch for the ceiling. Exhale, release. Spin your palms away from each other. We're going to go into volcano pose. So sweeping up. Inhale, stretch for the sky. With your exhalation, we're just going to take the hands right onto the tops of the thighs. Lean about a quarter of the way into standing forward bend. Push the tops of the thigh bones back and lengthen that lumbar region of the spine. So we're going to open up the low back. And now some of you may be finding that you're getting a nice stretch right here, and there's nothing wrong with staying right here. If you want to continue a little deeper, keep a nice long spine, so without rounding your back, maybe move to half bend. So here we get the spine parallel to the floor, and we feel a shift in the pose. There's really not much going on with the back. It should feel relaxed and peaceful, and we start to really feel the stretch coming from the heels to the sit bones. So opening the backs of the legs, that's what we really need to do in order to access deeper forward bends in a safe way. So again, maybe this is where you've met your challenge, you're getting a nice stretch, you're going to breathe right here. For some of you, continuing in a little deeper. Releasing your head and neck. And then softening the knees. Taking a ragdoll roll all the way up. And a nice big breath, lifting and spreading the toes. Exhale, sweep down. Inhale, take a back bend, lift and stretch your front body. Open your arms, take a swan dive, coming forward. Reverse your way out, all the way up. Hands coming in front of the heart. Releasing into mountain. We'll take a little hop or a step out into a wide stance. Turning the feet for the warrior foot position. We're going to do warrior 2. So just one set of toes is going to go toward the short side of the mat. Back foot's going to turn in. I'm going to keep my pants from falling down. And then we're going to spread our wings wide, stretching across the heart. See if you can get your knee to come over your ankle. So what we want to watch out for here, not a problem if your knee doesn't go that far. If you have a knee problem, just a little dip is fine. What can be a problem is the knee jumping out over the toes. That will end up straining that joint. So we want to try to keep the shin nice and straight. And then we stretch across the heart. Strong and steady in our warrior gaze off over your middle finger. And then we're going to let the back hand drop. As we spin the palm up, take a reverse. And then just into a nice, easy side stretch. Just let your forearm come right onto your thigh. Again, we're going to move that top shoulder like it's trying to go toward the wall behind you as you sweep the back arm, kind of spinning it so the baby finger is coming toward your face. Getting that long line up the side. And then sweep all the way back to your reverse. And then we'll come back to warrior 2. Press into your feet to release, going through to the other side. So just turning the feet, we're going to sink the hips, float the arms up. Strong and steady in your warrior, and then reverse. And side stretch, forearm to thigh. We're going to sweep that back arm. Back into that reverse warrior. And warrior 2. Press into your feet to release. Take a nice big breath, sweep up. And exhale, we're going to step or do a little hop back into mountain. Inhale, lift and spread your toes. Exhale, sweep down. Inhale, lift into back bend. Stretch your front body, open your arms, and let your heart lead you towards your forward bend. And that might just be that quarter of the way or halfway. Some of you folding in deeper. And then with soft knees, roll your way out. Take a big, victorious, I did it breath. And exhale as you come back into mountain. From here, we're going to come back down onto the mat. So back into simple sitting pose. We're running a little bit late to do a full pranayama, so we'll just take a nice breath into the heart to let the body settle from the yoga. We'll move into our shavasana. So deep inhalation, sweeping up, big breath in. Palms together, exhale right in front of the heart. And then deep breath in all the way up. Exhale out to the side. Big breath in. Exhale to your heart. Bow your head and just for a moment turn your awareness inward. Become still. Take a moment if you'd like to offer a prayer out for someone in your life. And then with palms together, take a deep breath. Bring your arms all the way up, right up over the crown. Exhale down in a big, wide arc. And from here, we'll take a few minutes for Shavasana, where the magic really happens in yoga. So Marsha, you get to come lying down, and I'm going to talk you into a nice, deep, relaxed state. So just allow yourself to settle down on your back, making yourself as comfortable as possible, just letting your feet flop open. Let your arms be a little bit away from your sides with your palms facing up so they're in a receptive position we're receiving when we're in Shavasana. Allow your mind's eye to scan your body and consciously begin releasing any strands of tension, any sensation of resistance or holding, just letting go. Relax any place in your body where you tend to habitually hold your stress. Relax any place in your body that you may be working on. Some of you may be recovering from an illness or an injury. Maybe you're living with a chronic condition of some sort. Relax any part of the body associated with it now. Allowing the prana, that vital life force energy, to flow freely and unobstructed, to refresh and rejuvenate every single cell. Let your awareness drift into your legs and deeply relax through the big muscles in your thighs. Relax all around and through your knees. Relax along your shins and your calves. Relax deeply through your ankles and into the soles of your feet. Release your arches. Relax each toe. And now let your awareness come into your hips. Release deeply here through the low belly and low back. Relax all along your spine, through the middle and upper back, all around your shoulder blades and shoulders. And now completely release your arms. Completely release your hands. Let go of each finger as you feel the palms of your hands relax. And now take your awareness to your navel center. Relax here, allowing your belly to be soft. Relax to the pulse of your breath, that effortless rise and fall, ebb and flow. And now take your awareness to your heart center. Relax and soften all around and through your rib cage and chest. Relax all around your heart and your lungs. Feel soft. Feel spacious. Bring your awareness to your throat and relax all around your neck. Releasing your jaw and letting go of any tension from around your mouth. Release the corners of your eyes and relax all the muscles in your face. Rest your eyes, rest your mind. Allow thoughts and concerns to drift away as your physical body deeply relaxes and grounds to the earth. Experience the boundlessness and the beauty of your soul as you deeply relax and let go. Slowly now, begin to deepen your breath. Begin moving fingers and toes. Just rotate wrists and ankles. Rock your head gently side to side. And then bring your palms over your heart and give them a brisk rub. Stimulate the nerve endings in your hands. Have a nice big full body stretch. And then just move any way you want to, maybe a little twist. You might want to rock on your spine. Anything that feels good as you move and breathe. Bringing yourself back, returning to simple sitting pose. Finishing with a deep cleansing breath. Inhale, take it all in. With a feeling of gratitude, let it go, release what you've used and no longer need. Inhale all the way up, bring your palms together. Exhale to your heart. May we hold peace in our hearts, have peace in our homes, and may peace prevail on earth. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Holly.
Thank you for having me.